Thank you, Blinken.
Today's Secretary of State Tony Blinken trying to reassure distraught families of hostages still held by Hamas, who are protesting outside his hotel.
Please keep strong, keep the faith. We will be with you every single day until we get this done.
Blinken then meeting for 2.5 hours with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who's vowing an offensive against Hamas in Rafah, where more than 1 million Palestinian civilians are also taking refuge, with or without a deal on hostage talks now at a critical stage. If Netanyahu and Israel go into Rafah, there's no chance for a hostage deal or a ceasefire.
Well, look, we're focused on the hostage, and I believe the Israeli government is as well. And that's, I think, evident from the fact that the proposal, the most recent proposal they put on the table, shows that they're willing to make big compromises in order to get a deal.
Blinken blaming Hamas for not taking what he calls an extremely generous Israeli ceasefire offer, but saying the U.S. is opposed to an Israeli operation in Rafah without a plan to protect Gazans. A funeral today for 2 children killed in an Israeli raid.
We've not seen such a plan. And there are also better ways to do what Israel needs to do in terms of dealing with the remaining Hamas problem.
U.S. officials believe Netanyahu is threatening to go into Rafah to keep his ultra-conservative coalition together. But at the same time, there is enormous public pressure on him here to get those hostages home. Lester?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.